Smackdown, KPS Stomp-Cast.
Yep.
November 6th.
November 6th, Smackdown show, which was quite eventful.
Yes.
And the day we have all been waiting for many months.
Yes.
Many months.
Before we get into that, let's just Dylan Fleury here with Shane Burns, missing John Barber.
It's John Barber. He's off. Him and Nia Jax are going through marriage counseling.
Yeah, already?
Yeah. I mean, we love Johnny, but the thing always felt like a future ex-wife situation.
Yeah. I felt like a spur of the moment, just caught in the heat of the moment kind of thing.
You elope and then you have a traditional Samoan wedding, lots of, festivities and stuff. And then the haze clears and then you realize...
I also think that this might have been a Triple H Stephanie type wedding and he's just not telling us.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen pictures or video or anything. Nia Jax came back to TV and she hasn't mentioned a thing about being married to her friend John Barber.
Yeah.
I guess at some point we should ask him, but, I don't want to delve into his personal business.
No, we're talking about more important things today.
Yeah.
Because we got on SmackDown, AJ Styles beating Jinder Mahal for the championship, but I'm going to ruin it right now and say that there's a pretty good chance that maybe Jinder wins it back next week.
No way. Did they announce a rematch?
No, but you never know, man.
Oh, no, fuck that. No. That's don't do that to me. Don't fucking do that to me. No, we're on the verge of Styles Lesnar.
What I'm going to say, though, is that I think what's going to happen is AJ Brock is going to be a barn burner. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
AJ's going to hold his own, but get beat, and he's going to take a bad beating.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next week on SmackDown, Jinder's going to come out and say, I want my rematch. And I heard AJ's going to lose the belt.
I think he's actually going to win it back in India.
You think they're going to do it on a house show like that?
Yeah.
Have they ever done that with the WWE belt? Because
no, not really.
That would be crazy.
But I was reading that this was the first WWE title change
in Europe.
Outside of America in 23 years or something like that.
It was the first one ever in the UK.
Ever?
Yeah, because What Culture kept talking about that.
That's cool.
What Culture,
not
British.
You gotta be pride, man. They're shit. If they ever had a Mania, they would know what that would feel like too. But
yeah, we had two.
What's up, baby? Canada. So Styles.
So okay. So I'm gonna just quickly though. I didn't really watch SmackDown. I know pretty much what happened, but I didn't watch all the Jinder match because So I was leaving.
Really good.
That's the thing, man. Yeah. I was leaving. I had to leave at 8 o'clock, but then I found out it got released early.
Yeah.
So I kind of scrolled through because I was like, First of all, can we say WWE trying not to spoiled it?
Yeah.
Because they went, major title change. So first of all, it's obviously that.
Exactly.
Or it's like, by the time you get to that match, you're going to know that's the belt that changed.
Exactly. Because at least they did stack it with a tag title match, too.
Yeah,
so but... it'd be some maybe, but... Yeah, exactly.
Once it happened,
then you kind of have to do the tag title change to cover for the,
Yeah.
And they did it on a tape show, which is crazy, man, because that shit comes out like...
Oh, it was taped,
Well, it's in England.
Yeah.
Right? So it's 5 hours ahead of even Eastern time here. Mm-hmm. And so, that shit happened 5 hours before anybody really saw it. I stayed the fuck off the internet that day because I knew... spoilery things.
A lot of people, I didn't find anybody actually say it outright, but a lot of people kept going, title change.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck.
I saw that too, you click to read the results or whatever, and it's like, major title change on SmackDown, and it's like, well, fuck, boys.
But at the same time, you were also like, there's no way.
Spoil you. We didn't spoil you.
But you're also like, there's no way he actually wins.
Yeah, me too. I was still surprised, but I was so happy.
Did you watch the full match?
Yeah.
And it was
quite good.
They said it was his best match.
It was easily Jinder's best match. AJ is a friggin' god, and it was proven again. Because he dragged Jinder kicking and screaming to a very incredible, big guy, small guy,
That's what they're saying. Jinder actually looked like an actual big guy for once.
And I think just, they've been throwing themselves at this Jinder wall for months, trying to get him over, and why the fuck didn't they just put him with AJ Styles?
Because I don't think they wanted to ruin AJ Styles. That's probably why.
The guy's a machine, though, right? AJ is almost as bulletproof as it gets, too. He can lose and it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Everybody is so bought into AJ Styles that he would have to go on a Bray Wyatt streak of losing.
He would have to,
for him to his credibility. He can take it.
Sister AJ.
Sister AJ. Fuck.
I feel like even AJ would pull that off, though.
He probably would. I could see that dude wrestling for sure. Maybe Tyler Breeze style is a cross-dressing janitor. Yeah. And still pulling it off because he's the GOAT right now.
But yeah, So that's great. Obviously, that
incredibly happy with it. Obviously, like Styles Lesnar is huge in a dream match, and I can't believe that even the thought was to not do that.
I know. Once that became I feel like nobody really thought about it until a few weeks in. They're like, oh shit, wait, AJ could be in that match.
You could do that right now, and like even if it's just temporary, and they just put it back because like. Jinder is going on the India tour, which apparently is like the first week of December.
And apparently they've been hyping that as 2-time champion Jinder.
Ooh, I didn't see that.
Well, apparently at the start, a few of the things in India were like, 2-time champion Jinder's coming to India.
I feel like he's going to win it back there and create a moment, because like the whole reason of Jinder is to like create an Indian fan base, and like what better way, man. But wouldn't that be dope? I mean, like you're there, and it's like, you know, Indian, the biggest Indian star in WWE wins the fucking title.
Well, for one, he's the only Indian star, so.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's Canadian.
Hey, Singh brothers.
They don't even wrestle.
3 of them.
But this is the thing, though.
Future Cruiserweight Tag Team Champion, Singh brothers. Go
on. Is there a chance that AJ is more over than Jinder in India? And people boo that?
Maybe.
Because that's a possibility, man. Jinder,
that's a hell of an idea.
We don't really know India that well. And when Jinder went over, he got pretty big reception. But that's just because India's like, hey, look, a guy that we know.
Jinder's doing Jinder did a bunch of promotional crap over there. Like,
but he's the only guy who went over.
He did something with the biggest cricket star in India.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Right? Who's apparently like Jordan over there. And like, if that guy gives people a rub, it's apparently a really friggin' big deal in India. And I mean, this is just what I read. I don't know. Maybe this guy is not respected at all. But like, I think the rub of that cricket guy means that Jinder's going to get cheered.
You know what? I think we should try to spoil that by photoshopping AJ in a picture with that guy too, and spreading it, and then fans will be like, "Ooh, AJ's also a big guy." Ooh,
I kind of want Jinder to win it back in India. I think that'd be a really cool moment.
It would be a cool moment, but I think it'd be even cooler if you won it back in Canada, where he's from.
Yeah.
But no, that would
keep kayfabe. He's not from Calgary, man. He's the modern day Maharaja, but he is from Calgary, and shouts to him. Because that is honestly the only reason that we even entertain the idea of Jinder Mahal as a legitimate person.
He is one of us.
Is because he is one of us.
One of us.
And we always love our Canadians, man. And like, we tried really fucking hard. All of us tried really hard to not. Well, to get behind Jinder.
Maybe I did.
We cheered him at SmackDown.
I don't know if I did. I can't remember if I did.
You cheer everything.
I probably got into it.
You cheer everything that moves. So, like, I guarantee you did. Guarantee you did.
Probably.
No,
I did boo whenever he lost.
He's Canadian, and again, he's kind of like Roman, where, like, I don't hate the guy, but I hate what's going on in his character, and I'm fucking bored of it.
Well, the fact that he doesn't really have one.
Yeah, that too. But I just, like, I wish if they're gonna do something with him, great. Like, Canadian guy, Indian champion, awesome, all that stuff. But, like, all on paper, it's great. But when I watch it, I'm bored. And, like, you know, it seems pretty basic, but the key to entertainment is kind of not to bore your audience to tears. You know, much. Even if you're trying to get a guy over as a bad guy, it is I'm fucking bored of this guy, I hate him.
Yeah, that's not the
right
kind
of heat.
Yeah, that's
that you want to generate. And like that's what it was. That's what it was exactly like Jason Jordan. And that's really what it was getting to with Jinder was like, I don't think he was really.
It wasn't connecting with anything.
His heat was getting to be really negative and nuclear to a can't come back from place.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I felt immediately too, like after he lost, and it was like the next day, and he put something up on his Insta. Saying like, oh, I'll come back, you know, I don't have a wellness violation or anything, like, you know, these things happen.
Jinder wrote that?
No, yeah, he's like, for the rumors out there, I don't have a wellness violation. And
he totally does. Somebody popped one.
And he's like, I'll be coming back for the title, and I was like, oh, I don't mind this anymore, like, instantly, I don't mind him anymore, because he's not holding that fucking belt. Like, and I was like, cool, I just kind of in that moment was like, look at me emotionally accepting Jinder as a main eventer. Yeah. It's fine. Like, I feel fine with Jinder being a main eventer, and that's cool, man. That's like a nice thing that they did there in the last 6 months. But like, I was really ready to be done with him as champion, even if it's temporary. I mean, give us Styles Lesnar, go to India, do the thing, or come back, do it quickly after. I feel like he's still going to Mania as a champ. But for now, very very excited. Best case.
And what I'm thinking too is, honestly, the first time I really kind of got invested in Jinder and his promos was when AJ first challenged him.
Yeah.
And the best match is AJ. So why not, have him win it back in India, but why not work a full program with those two?
Well, because then you have another rematch, right, when they come back.
Yeah.
That'll be pay-per-view or Rumble. Who has it December, do you know?
I'm pretty sure it's Clash of Champions, and I'm pretty sure it's SmackDown. I think it was supposed to be Jinder AJ at that pay-per-view.
That's right, it was.
So they could still do it, dude.
So they'll just do that and just whatever.
And think about it, like, who got the best matches out of Roman that made him look like a good wrestler? AJ. So why not stick him, and that can really cement Jinder. Have Jinder actually win the match, clean, and don't have the Saints get involved. Have him had a good match with AJ, win the match, and then really establish him. And have him cut his hair because he looks like... somebody said Willy Wonka once, and I was like, yeah, I agree.
He does look like Willy Wonka.
That hairdo is terrible. Cut the hair. Go back to the short hair.
I wonder if he's gonna... I think they're just trying to distance him from Jobber Jinder.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. You but I think just trim it or something. It's almost like the curl in the back. That makes me hate him.
I get it.
Visually.
I guess he should keep his hair then.
No, but like we said, not in a good way. It makes me not want to watch him.
I know. I think he's going to be okay now, though.
I think that match with him and the fact that he's on the chase now and it's not just going to randomly come out of nowhere, it makes sense because he was the champion.
And I feel refreshed. I feel like it's not a boring slog now.
And if he's going to end up winning it back, have him actually wrestle more. Have him wrestle KO. Like, I'll watch that match. Even if KO has to lose, big deal.
Absolutely.
Like, I want to see him wrestle good guys and start getting better.
No, I mean, like, Jinder, I don't know, it's weird. Like, by losing, he feels better. You know, and it feels like he took a step up. And it might have just been the match because the guy it's a seriously good match.
Mm-hmm.
Not even like just by Jinder standards. Like, obviously it's great by Jinder standards, but like it's fucking good anyway.
So like a 3.5?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Bridging on 4 just because of AJ.
Yeah. Compared to like 1 and 2 he usually gets.
I mean, him and Knock got like 2.5 or some shit. And like Meltzer is like so hard for fucking Japanese wrestlers, and like he wants to throw 4 stars out there for Knock, and he couldn't do it, man.
No,
he just
couldn't
do
brutal.
it. Like Knock and like Corbin too, I think got like 2 or 3, and he was like very clearly disappointed.
Has he given Knock? I feel like the only good match he ever gave Knock was
Sammy
one.
Yeah, that's Knock's best match.
I liked his, honestly, a lot of his matches in NXT I enjoyed, like the Joe ones and stuff like that. The one we had in Toronto was really good.
It got boring.
Yeah.
Got boring with Joe. I loved his Toronto match with Joe.
Yeah,
too, for sure.
Really
even though it was shocking that he lost.
That was crazy.
Fucking, like, lead balloon at the end of the night, man. We just got off this fucking DIY revival, just best match of the year, best match I've ever seen in my life with my own 2 eyes. And, you know, everybody's like, you know, we're going to keep this going. The crowd was hot as shit for Knock, and then he just fucking lost.
We were pretty big. The crowd was pretty big for Joe, too, though. I mean, the crowd was bigger for Knock, but there was
he killed us. It killed us dead.
It kind of took the breath out of everybody,
Right at the end. Yeah. You know, everybody wanted to walk home singing the Nakamura song. We fucking did it anyway. But
everybody walked home and go, Joe.
I love Joe too, man. It was like, you could really do no wrong. Like, I find with Joe and Knock, it's hard to go wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, hopefully Joe comes to SmackDown sometime soon.
I really, really would love to see Joe and Finn get flipped over to SmackDown.
I saw a loose rumor that Joe was going to SmackDown and was like going to get fired from Raw, or like Kurt Angle was going to fire him. Like some storyline like that. Because like Angle Joe, I mean, that's one of those. We have a lot of history, but we're not going to talk about it because it happened in the place that cannot be named.
Place that must not be named.
The place we tried to buy their tape library for cheap so that we could show these videos, and we can't do it now.
They technically could say TNA. TNA doesn't exist anymore. It's Impact Wrestling.
It's true. Just don't want to give it any shine at all. But like, you know, there's so much chemistry and history between those two that. You know they can put on some shit, and you would trust Joe not to paralyze Kurt Angle. And so maybe that can be a little mini program where, like, Joe starts bullying Jason Jordan. Like, how awesome would that be?
Every time Jason comes out, he's like...
He just comes and fucking chokes him out. He just chokes Jason Jordan out just because he fucking hates him. And he hates that, like, his dad's Kurt Angle, and he can't beat up Kurt Angle, and he's mad at Kurt Angle, so he's going to keep choking out Jason Jordan until Angle answers his challenge. Boom.
There you go.
Just fantasy books and shit.
Why not?
For Joe. I mean, that could be Joe through Mania, man. Like, if you don't want to bring out Daniel Bryan for retirement, go against Kurt Angle at Mania, why not Joe? Joe Angle.
You could do that. I also think a better one would be give Joe or Finn the IC belt and have those guys go at Mania.
I don't want to see Joe and Finn again. I feel like, I mean, saw that for like 8 months in NXT or some shit.
Fair enough.
Like, I'm fine with it. They're great, but I feel like a Mania match, they could do better.
Braun and Joe?
Yeah.
I want to see that so bad.
Yeah, I'm into it. Yeah, because, like, I mean, Joe can be, like, this killer, you know, heel, and Braun can be the guy who keeps overcoming, you know, getting choked out. or attempting to get him choked out and stuff, or maybe Joe can't choke him out. But
Well,
that's
I feel like,
point of it.
yeah, I feel like Joe would get the upper hand in a lot of the exchanges because he is the heel who catches you off guard.
Like he did with Roman.
Yep.
You know, somehow Joe seems stronger than
Roman.
Roman.
And he did to Lesnar.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Man, they put Joe over so hard in that 3-month span there. That was amazing.
It would have been so great if he
just tweaked his knee out, man. But he seems like they brought him back pretty strong. Like I was worried he was gonna fall into the vortex, but then he like, you know, it was like I think it was last week. I was like, oh, you know, he's gonna match with Titus next week.
I'm so glad he didn't have it. I'm so glad
but it was like
attacked him.
And they felt the vortex too, you know, and they were like, Joe's disappearing into a vortex. Fuck it, let's do something big. Vince was all about changing shit last week, man.
Yeah.
Like, announced matches and, like, changing shit to this and changing the pay-per-view and shit. And it all honestly came out a lot better. Like,
so that's another thing I'll say. Apparently, a rumor's going around that it's Charlotte and Natalya are on SmackDown this week for the belt.
Really?
And there's a chance they might flip it. Because there's a lot of, like, good reasoning behind it.
Charlotte doesn't do much more for me than Natalya.
But the thing is, it's face against heel now.
Yeah.
And the big thing is that apparently they want to keep Asuka and Charlotte far away apart from each other as possible.
Oh, yeah.
So keeping her out of that match, you replace her with Natalie in the 5-on-5. So there's a lot of good reasoning behind it happening.
I think that Charlotte and Asuka could do with a showdown in the middle of the Survivor Series match, though.
Yeah.
And
but I also think you can tease it for sure.
There, it means SmackDown women are going to win. Or
Raw women are
going to win. Because Asuka, if she loses in a fucking Survivor Series match, if
she's
that's the first time she goes down, I'm going to flip this table.
I would be
over. And next week, or the week after Survivor Series, let's say, we'll do the whole show with the table upside down. Because we'll be that pissed.
Yeah, well, we'll do a clip where you flip it, and then we'll do a show where the table's upside down.
Awesome. Because, like, fuck that, man. Like, you go 2 years and fucking do that shit. And that's why I was hoping that she wasn't going to be in it, because it's so clear.
It's obviously she's probably she'll probably eliminate everybody herself.
Yeah. Or they do that thing, like the Orton thing, where it's like 3-on-1 and then he wins anyway. Because, like,
that's
Orton's
what
like
say,
Mr. Survivor
5-on-1.
Yeah.
That team's, like, really, think about the Raw team. Alicia Fox is their captain.
Sasha could buzzsaw that whole thing. Like, you just, like, have them stare down and then have Charlotte get taken out of the match, because Charlotte can be pinned, whatever. You know, and then have Asuka just kill everybody else. Dead.
I think it'd be hilarious if you don't put Asuka in until she's the last one. It's 5-on-1, and then she murders everybody.
She just stands there, like, quietly on the apron, like, doesn't tag in.
Yeah, she's just standing there. She's going to do something. That does remind me, though, of, I think, the best, kind of sidetrack, but the best 5-on-5 match ever was Team Austin versus Team Bischoff. When Shawn Michaels almost won it. Oh, that was such a great match. And Stone Cold had to retire. Like, no.
There's a lot of underrated Survivor Series matches. Like, they generally have pretty low stakes, but it's always fun. Like, it's like this fun little spot fest and everybody gets their shit in. And, you know, you kind of get to see people take falls that don't take falls all year, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and they don't hurt them because it's a 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Big deal.
And it's like, Survivor Series has always been this kind of weird, cool little bubble thing. They're like, watching tapes when I was a kid, I always enjoyed, too, because it was pretty consistent. Like, you'd get the same kind of shit. These weird.
Yeah, they're fun to watch.
They need to do more undercard weird pairings, I think. Like, they always have one match each year now.
Yeah.
And, like, they used to have, like, on the old Survivor Series cards, you'd have, like, random 5-on-5 jobbers. And it would be, like, these crazy teams, like Coco Beware and, like, you know, the Dumpster Jonesy and shit. Like, and it was just awesome. And they interact, and you never see these guys interact ever.
Yeah.
Because there's never a reason for them to, except they got rando lottery thrown together on the Survivor Series team. You know, like Royal Rumble shit. Like, you see guys, like, interact in the Rumble you wouldn't see interact, or team up and they wouldn't team up. I love that kind of shit.
Yeah, no, it's always great to see that.
Outside the norm kind of stuff. Survivor Series is fun for that, but, like, it's always the lower end of the big ones.
Well, yeah, the stakes are never really that high.
Well, it's not the Rumble, it's not Mania, it's not SummerSlam. It's the lowest of the
I never understood.
The big ones.
It's considered top 4 because it was one of the first ones, right?
Just because they did it, like, every year. Like, back when they started doing it, it was really only those 4.
Yeah, that's why.
And then they filled all the pay-per-views in the middle when their business model went for it, but they only used to run really those 4 in house shows. And then they got Raw, and then they started stacking, and you know, now you're on TV 10 hours a week. You know, plus pay-per-views. Yeah. But, like, it just used to be those big 4.
So. Okay, I always wondered, because, like, Survivor Series, nothing really memorable ever really happens. Aside from these matches, which are fun.
WWE's been snoozing in the fall for like traditionally 3 decades now, man. Because like they just never made a big deal out of it. Like WCW always had Starrcade, which was their Mania, like late in the year. I think it was December or November because it was like the whole year would build up to it. And then they'd have
Which
Starrcade.
makes sense. WrestleMania is at the weirdest time. It's just at the beginning of the month, like the year. Like
Japan does that too. Like Wrestle Kingdom was like early January, right? Because it's like you start the year.
Yeah, and you build to it.
Yeah, you start the year with Wrestle
Kingdom, and then when it's done, you build to the next one.
The whole year goes through adults too. Wrestle Kingdom.
Makes
and
sense.
like Mania is always just kind of weird like that. I don't know why the fuck they have it in April. It was like Vince could rent out, you know, the Silverdome or whatever because it was cheap in April, so he fucking did it in April.
Yeah, you want to stay consistent, right? It makes sense.
It's like off football season, basically. So they can always go to a stadium and never worry about it.
Yeah. True, yeah. I didn't even think of that, too.
Yeah. It's always after football. That's that dead zone where most sports are out.
I guess that, too, and then you're going to get the most people watching because you're not going to have to compete with anything.
Hockey and basketball are it, and they're not big earners and watchers and stuff. Football football always steals more of the wrestling audience than the other sports do.
Well, because football, you only get 16 weeks, right? 17 weeks or 16 games.
I think there's a big crossover, too, with the fans. Like, anyway, we're getting into business.
Yeah.
Right now.
SmackDown. Did you, so we can talk about KO Sami getting sent home. Apparently it's not a big deal. Apparently we're going to be back next week.
I hope it's not a big deal. It's weird.
Did you see the segment? Apparently it was awkward because they were supposed to get beat up, but they didn't. And
it did look weird, and I wasn't sure what happened. It seemed like somebody missed a cue or something. And it turned out there was like 3 cues missed.
Yeah, they were supposed to get beat up and they didn't.
Come back and like they were supposed to get beat up, come back, get beat up, come back again. And like I know people say it's not a big deal, but like them getting sent home seems really like a big fucking deal.
So apparently I feel like it was just more of like a warning. It's like, hey, it doesn't matter who you are, how big you are. If you try to not do this.
Yeah.
One guy was saying like I think it might have been Bully Ray. He's like, back in the day, if they would have did that, they probably would have been like not rewarded, but it would have been a big deal because they were like confident enough to go off the cuff and be like. But now it just comes off as selfish.
Yeah, I hate that too because it's like, you know, KO is like one of your bigger dudes, obviously, and cornerstone guy, and now he's going to feel really tentative about doing stuff. You know, like you want those guys who seem like they have the trust, right? Like, KO seems like he has the trust where, like, he gets a little more freedom in his promos and stuff. Yeah. Like, you know, one of those guys that Vince trusts. And now it seems like he doesn't trust him. And, you know, the ability of dudes at the top to freelance a little bit is kind of what makes things magical a lot of the time. And if you feel a little, like, gun shy, you know, and, like, maybe you shouldn't because you're going to get in trouble with the office. I mean, like, shit, man. Like, you're going to think, like, Ric Flair asked for permission to do shit. You know, or like Hogan and Nash and Hall and all those dudes in the Attitude Era, and Stone Cold and Rock and stuff. Like,
that's where you get some of your best stuff. It's just off the cuff.
Yeah, they didn't ask for permission to do shit, and like a lot of the moments come out of spontaneity. Yep. And like, you know, going back in the ring, getting beat up a couple times. I mean, whatever. Like, that's not defensible as like a started freelancing to make the show better way. Like, that was just dumb, and I don't know why. Like,
what bugged me too is that you literally just turned Sami heel. You just had this big angle with him and KO, and then you're gonna have Sami not only lost, but then you're gonna have them just. I guess it makes sense, like 3-on-2. Obviously, you're gonna get beat up, but you're just completely deflated. Like, they just lost all the momentum.
New Day's going to the Shield though, so they gotta make them look good.
I know, which sucks.
Right, and so I can kind of get it in that sense, and also like that they're driving Sami and KO really low so that they turn on SmackDown because they're betrayed and.
I guess in that sense, sure. It just still sucked to see them kind of like lose that momentum.
I agree, but like they're also the kind of dudes that can, you know.
What's a guy that could join Sami and KO? Oh, fuck, it'd be so great if Daniel Bryan could wrestle. Because then you could go like Sami, KO, and Daniel Bryan, screw over the Shield or the New Day in that match, and then you have those three against one of those teams. God, that'd be awesome.
Well, I know, like they used to roll with, who was it? Cass and Enzo.
Who did?
Like Sami and KO on the road when they were all on the Raw. But they're all split up now, right? But they're just thinking, like, who's their buddy? You know, Neville was their buddy apparently.
That would have been cool to see too. Like just indie guys, man. Indie guys come together on WWE.
Bobby Roode's a pretty good one because that'd be a good Bobby Roode heel turn too, because he could turn on whatever the fuck. Like, it could be like Bobby Roode and tag partner versus KO and Sammy, you know, and Roode just wrecks them and goes like, glorious Canadian Alliance, baby.
I just would hate, you know, that they're gonna play up the whole, they're gonna call them like a Canadian name, and it's just gonna deflate, because it's gonna be like, it's gonna make it feel lesser.
Team can.
I don't know, I'd rather it be these guys are just 3 guys who kick ass, not 3 Canadians who are in the WWE.
They might mention that they're Canadian. I mean, like, throwing someone else in there would be better that isn't Canadian.
Just so it doesn't become that, because then you know for a fact that they're gonna lose to that American team.
You mean like John Cena and Roman Reigns? Like the American Badass Undertaker?
Yeah, it's gonna be, oh, these guys are Canadians, so we're gonna have the Americans beat them.
Like always happens.
Yeah.
Except for
I don't
like the War of 1812.
Yeah, kick your ass. But yeah, so there was that. But yeah, apparently it's not a big deal. They're gonna be back.
I fucking hope not, man. Like, they have to realize what they have with KO. He's like a special generational cornerstone talent. And I mean, you know, judging by all these dudes saying how much money they make on the indies after leaving WWE, can you imagine how much money KO would be making?
Oh my
god.
god.
Coming back to the indies?
Dude, he'd be huge, going to fucking Japan and wrestling with Omega and all those guys.
I saw Emma is charging $2,000 for an appearance.
Apparently one of her deals fell through, though.
Stardom.
Yeah.
Japan. Because of that.
The price
But
is too high.
if Emma can charge $2,000 for an appearance,
but she
first
can't.
class travel.
But if it falls out, she
We'll see.
set that, but she didn't get it.
Yeah. It's one promotion.
True.
Yeah.
But I also think, yeah, KO could easily charge way higher.
I don't know how for Stardom that's not worth $2,000 for what it's worth. Like, maybe it's not like in a straight dollars and cents. We're not going to pull $2,000 out of this event if we pay Emma $2,000. Like, man, you gotta like look at the opportunity of that, where that's like probably one of the most well-known female talents in the world
right now.
Who's a free agent, and like you can get a shit ton of eyes on Stardom just by booking her.
I would have watched it.
I would have watched
it
too. Fucking absolutely. Man.
Didn't even know what Stardom was until I saw that.
Yeah, I mean it's like they're pretty good. I see clips on the internet a lot. Like I've never really got into the promotion because getting into a promotion is a lot of work.
But yeah, let's get back and let's wrap up the SmackDown.
Yes.
So other than that, I didn't watch the Usos, Chad Gable, or Usos versus America.
Okay. I mean, like it went
American Alpha 2.0. 3.0, sorry.
3.0, exactly. World's Greatest Tag Team 3.0. Really?
America's Greatest Tag Team 3.0. There you go. Merge the two names.
Oh, man. It was good, but I mean, it went nowhere. So, like, I saw one of the Usos when I got hurt.
Yeah, I saw it too.
I don't know. Did you see it corroborated anywhere? Like,
no, I just saw that he might have. But it seemed like it was one of those injuries that he can easily.
I sure fucking hope not.
He can easily wrestle and then just drop the titles if they have to next week. Like, after it.
Low key, bar Usos.
It's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be fucking amazing. Like everybody's on this like Shield, New Day, and you know Brock, AJ, and shit. That might steal a fucking show right there, man. Usos have been having like one of the best low key years ever.
Yeah, very very underrated tag.
Holy shit! Like everybody else gets all the shine and headlines, and, like Revival and Bar and New Day and all that shit. But like Usos have been killing.
Since they dropped the face kind of basic gimmick, like
they went badass hip hop heel.
Yeah,
you know.
But yeah, that's the thing. I really wanted to see Shield versus Usos, but the fact that we get Shield New Day instead and then replace Shield with the Bar.
Yeah.
By the way, are they ever going to start calling them actually the Bar?
Yeah. They got shirts.
I know, their shirts and their trunks say it, but when they get introduced, they're always just Sheamus and Cesaro. Really? Yeah, they still haven't been called that.
Just switch over to it. I don't even like the name, but buy in. You know?
Yes.
Just buy into it. Although I did like the fact that they're called the Bar because they formed in Bar, and they're also the Bar.
Oh, I didn't know they formed with the Bar. That's cool.
There was like the segment where they became a tag team. It was like they bar brawled.
They also stole.
They were arguing at a bar. And
yeah, they also stole that catchphrase. We don't set the bar. We are the bar from Ford.
Oh really? I thought Ford stole it from them.
Somebody stole it from somebody.
Let's give it to them. Let's say Ford stole it, man. It's a wrestling podcast. It's not a truck podcast.
Cease and desist of Ford.
Yeah, Cesaro had it first. Ford. Fuck yourself. Well, unless you want to sponsor us, then we can.
Yes. Then we
go back the other way on that one.
What was it? Oh, I was thinking of stables they could form, and I can't remember who it was, but I can't remember if they were gonna put somebody with the Bar or if it was gonna be a separate tag team. I want to call them the Show. It's like we are the Show.
I could see somebody
KO.
I could see somebody being with the Bar, but it'd be like Rollins. You know.
I can't remember. I was trying to think of stables. I think it was KO and Sammy, and like put them. Oh, it was KO. It was KO, Joe. Was it KO, Joe, Sammy and somebody else. There was another Haas guy.
Revival.
Might have been no. It was another Haas guy. It was like it was yes. Okay, I remember. It was the guy. 3 guys with the same build: Rusev, Joe, and KO, and then also Sammy as their like high flyer guy. Yes. And then they would be called. What are they called? The show? That'd be dumb, but they're the show.
I'm into it.
It's their show.
The whole freaking show, and you could celebrate Rusev Day and the Kevin Owens show and the Joe show. Hell yeah, man! Rusev's still criminally underused and underrated.
He lost.
He's not going to fucking be around forever, man.
He lost to Orton, man.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys who should probably leave too and just go hard in the Indies.
Oh, Rusev would crush
the Indies. I feel like a lot of guys might. Once all this shit's in, once Daniel Bryan leaves,
and
a bunch of people are going to follow suit.
Everybody has bigger goals and ambitions than they used to, personally.
WWE isn't the place you need to be anymore.
People aren't willing to be cogs anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, nobody wants to just be a jobber and an undercard guy. Everybody dreams of being main eventer, champion, mania. There's nobody who's just cool with just kicking it and being a low card guy.
Ziggler.
Like, he's not cool with it either.
No, Ziggler's apparently completely fine with it.
Now he is, after like 5 years
he's complacent
completely beat down.
Yeah.
But like, he's like the poster boy of that shit. Yeah. Of like, absolutely not just pinning himself into a nice comfy position that he can do. Like, everybody shoots for the stars nowadays, or feels like they can, and nobody will take no for an answer.
They shoot for the stars, but it's a Truman Show where they live, so they just hit a ceiling.
Well, it's like someone like Christian, right?
Yes.
Like, Christian was on Vince forever about title run. Vince was like, no, you're not a main eventer, sorry. He laughed. They had no beef. He just went, I want to go be a champion. Vince went, cool, man, like, go, get it in your heart, basically.
Yeah.
Sort it out so you can realize that you're not a main eventer. Come on back. We can do something else, but he did get another title run, actually.
He did get a title run, yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently, Orton was really...
they're still buddies.
Yeah, and Orton was really fighting for it, too. Yeah. He wanted to lose the belt, too, Christian.
Which is really rare to hear Orton say. But, that was kind of that. Like, Christian wouldn't take no for an answer.
Yep.
Definitely wanted to be a champ and at least try it so he could settle it for himself, even at the end of the day. And that's what you see, across the board right now.
Yeah.
I guarantee you Neville was like, take me out of 205 and make me at least, in the Intercontinental title hunt. And, maybe on the edge of being a world title, contender. And they were like, fuck no. And he was like, fuck you then. Yeah. Why am I here? I'm just going to, keep eating fucking Enzo's shitty offense, and lose and disappear like Austin Aries did.
Yeah.
Apparently Aries left because they didn't have anything for him after his Neville feud. And, that's the dumbest shit, man.
How do you not have something for that guy, yeah?
I don't know why they make the cruiserweights a prison like that. If you're under 205 and you want to compete for the cruiserweight title, fucking go do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you can't also be on Raw. You can't also be in a tag team. You can't also do all this shit.
When you have the skills like Neville has, man. That guy's easy.
Free up NXT guys to come up and do that shit. They just take a swing at it, man. It's this open challenge kind of thing where if you're 205, you're a contender. Fucking go at it. Man with 2 hands, fighting chance.
Yes.
Him too. It seems like he's done with Carmella. Carmella super kicked him in the face.
Yeah, but she was treating him like he was a dog. That was weird.
He wasn't a dog this time, though.
I know, but he was for a while. It was weird.
He deserved it. I mean, that guy is he'll do whatever. And I don't know. We're pretty close to him, just probably wearing a dress 24/7.
Probably.
Anytime.
Backstage guy.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to put the women's title on him yet. Like they did with...
Santina.
What the hell was his name? No, before him. There's another male women's champion.
Huh.
It was Harvey Lovelman. The referee. But they've had a couple, male, female women's champions. And I feel like James Ellsworth is primed to be SmackDown women's champion. Only to be squashed by Becky Lynch.
Stupid, but whatever.
I wish
do what you want with your show.
I wish Becky would do more, man.
Yeah, she deserves more.
She's fucking great, and she's just been cool in it. She was the #1 female drafted to SmackDown. Basically, she was supposed to be the flagship.
As soon as she lost that belt, she just went down. They just stopped doing stuff with her.
Nothing. It's been a year. Has it been a year now?
Probably
6-8 months, something like that. Where she's just done nothing. She's just sitting there kicking it with Charlotte, doing her stupid tea crap on Twitter and stuff, and I don't know, man. There's all these people that are just not gonna be there forever.
Nope.
She's the best. She can go, she can talk, she's funny, she's good, she's a natural babyface, which is so rare. Yeah.
People are still into her too, which is crazy.
Just wasted it.
Yep.
That's the thing too. Like that's a testament to Becky Lynch that people are still into her at this point. And like I am too. I still love that chick.
It's just more like you almost forget sometimes, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, Becky's here. She's great.
She's awesome.
Why is she just disappearing for no reason?
Like testament to her, man. The crap she's been served at, like dancing, Irish gimmick, and then this like weird steampunk thing that like maybe shouldn't have gotten over. Like she changed her gimmick like on the fly in NXT twice, I think.
Yeah.
And just rolled it.
Still think she's got to do a Sheamus style hair where she just puts her hair up high, shaves the sides, and goes heel.
That feels like a Halloween episode.
No, it's her heel gimmick.
That feels like a Halloween episode where she just comes in with a mohawk and she's like, "Oh, I'm
no,
Sheamus."
No, not a mohawk. No, sorry, not a mohawk. No, she puts her hair up high.
Yeah.
So it's like up high, and she shaves the sides.
I see.
So she has a female version of the Sheamus mohawk, and she's female. She's heel.
There's your third member of the bar.
Boom, there you go. Why not? Yeah, none of these teams ever have stables with women anymore.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if they get a club back together, man, I think Charlotte should be in it. Yep. Charlotte as a Bullet Club chick would be
Charlotte or Nia Jax.
Ah, Johnny, buddy. We're gonna get you that shirt, buddy.
Yeah.
$15.
Yes. No, I think it's over.
Oh, is it?
I think the sale is just for those 2 days.
Damn.
Dude, I had so many shirts I wanted to get. It was crazy. I had like 20 lined up.
WWE Shop is actually doing pretty damn good with t-shirts at this point.
They're awesome,
yeah. Sometimes it goes off and on, you know, but like, damn, man.
Fashion Police one.
I'm gonna have to get me a WWE licensed shirt.
Same here.
We got pro wrestling tees.
Yeah, because they're great,
Yeah, at the moment.
But yeah, I think, that was SmackDown.
I mean, like, it's all Survivor Series, and I actually think it's all going quite well.
It's starting to get better. It's starting to actually make sense.
All of their threads make sense. Like, their women's match makes sense. Like, their women's Survivor Series match makes sense. And like I was saying a couple weeks ago, like, you have these little mini bubble feuds on the shows, but then they also bridge into these inter-show feuds. And, like, I think they're doing it really well. Like, they have these mini feuds at every level for everyone going right now.
The feuds will also play a part, like, on these teams that have, like, trying to coexist with each other is going to play a part, and then you're going to have those feuds probably lead to other matches and the Rumble and stuff like that. So.
I do hope we get a jobber Survivor Series match on the pre-show. Kurt Hawkins and
Mojo.
Elias and Mojo. Ooh, I meant to mention, I saw a Xfinity, the cable company in the States. So they did a commercial with Ambrose and Mojo.
No, yes,
Mojo. So obviously
Mojo's big in that community.
WWE's still behind Mojo because they're putting him in like large scale commercials.
Could be a 2-time Andre the Giant Battle Memorial winner.
That would be the best accolade he could probably collect in the next 6 months.
Or the last two are him and Gronk.
It seems like they've completely forgot about him and Zack Ryder. And the Hype Bros split and tension and badass promises.
I think you just keep him as a tag team, as a heel, and just kind of have tag, because tag team scene's looking pretty well.
I feel like Zack Ryder's going to show up in the Impact Zone in about 3 months.
Yeah. If there's still one.
I think he's right on the edge of getting
If there's still an Impact Zone.
It's going to probably be in Toronto.
I'm into that. I'll go to shows.
Because they have After Glory and some big things after in Ottawa. And apparently Jeremy Borash announced that they are no longer an American company and are a Canadian company now.
Cool, we got a Canadian company. Yeah, I'm into it.
Impact Wrestling is now officially a Canadian company, and therefore we officially are fans of Impact Wrestling.
Yes, we support Impact Wrestling.
Especially if you're going to shoot in Toronto and provide us easy access to media passes
we will go.
Maybe
go to that,
maybe something like that.
Do some stuff.
We'll talk. Our people will call your people.
We'll help each other. We'll help each other.
One of us will call you, because that's all we got.
Yes.
My wife could call.
My wife.
It might be more official. calling from KPS office.
Yes, there we go. So it doesn't sound But just quick, so I think that's pretty good for SmackDown. I just want to say one quick side note thing. Starting to think about it, the Rumble is actually shaping up to look pretty cool because you're going to get a lot of guys in there who weren't in it last year. That could be fun.
Who's going to win?
Joe, Finn. It's going to be Reigns or Cena.
Maybe. It depends who the WWE champion is at the time. If they want to really have fun with it, they could keep it on AJ, which just like opens up a fucking floodgate of potential Rumble winners.
Yeah, Finn, Knock, a bunch of guys. Yeah. Cool. But yeah, that was SmackDown.
You're going to say something about the Rumble shaping up to be.
That's all. Oh, that's all I said. It's just a bunch of cool guys we haven't seen. Like I said, like Joe in it. Finn, I don't think Finn was ever in it. Bobby Roode was never in it. Shinsuke was never in it.
Ty's going to come out at 10 again.
No, bring him out at 11. or 9. And he should come out at 9.
He's all shook.
Yeah, he's like, and he starts doing like 9s. He's like, 9?
Oh.
But yeah, like Shinsuke, Joe, Finn.
Knock wasn't in last year.
Knock. It's just a lot of, unless they don't put him in there, but I feel like you get a lot of cool people there.
Rumble's easy, like getting tossed out of the Rumble doesn't kill your character.
Not at all.
Like, at all. I have not heard any talk of a Lady Rumble, though, which is annoying me.
I don't think it'll ever happen,
I
dude.
really think
I think it'd be cool to see, but I don't think it'd ever happen.
Why not? Like, just have the Rumble pay-per-view start with the Women's Rumble, and then end with the Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, you could do a 20-person one.
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
I just feel like if they did that, they would end up just doing a battle royal.
You can totally fill out a 20-person battle royal with Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Yeah, but I don't want to see a battle royal.
It would be. You'd have to do a full fucking Rumble with, maybe shrink it to like a minute.
Well, like you said too, you could. The thing is,
it would so fucking long.
That's the problem. It would be cool to see a 30-woman one because, like you said, if you brought the NXT women in as well, you have enough. But I think if you do a 20.
20 is okay.
You could do that in 40 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you can just have
they'd blast
3 matches.
They'd blast through the fucking thing. Like, they wouldn't give it the time to breathe. But, like, it's that thing that you just need.
Just make the Rumble 4 hours.
It's probably
like SummerSlam, and then boom, you have 2 Rumbles. I'm into that.
I'm surprised if Rumble isn't 4 hours. If they're making the Raw 25th anniversary 5 hours, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, they might as well make that 4 hours.
Why not, right? They're trying to make every pay-per-view.
But I'm looking forward to the Rumble this year. It is unpredictable. More so than years past. Yeah. Where, in the good kind of unpredictable, not the Orton just won, what the fuck happened on that.
Yeah,
kind of unpredictable. That's not the kind of unpredictable I'm into. I'm into
Jinder wins it.
Make me happy. Make me happy.
I don't have Jinder win the Rumble, please.
I
do not have Jinder win the Rumble.
If it's a choice between Jinder and Orton, Jinder me up.
I mean,
Jinder me up, baby.
Can we just have it where neither, like, they both eliminate each other and they're like, let's just restart it?
Obviously, best case is neither. Like, if we're having to make a Sophie choice here, I would rather pick the Canadian.
Yeah, of course. I'd rather see somebody different and
that too. Somebody a little bit different.
Sure, why not?
But yeah, we're still headed towards at least Cena Orton retirement match someday.
Yeah,
seems fitting.
Yeah, and it's they both lose and they both retire.
Yeah,
it's a draw. And
that's about the only thing I think I'd be interested in Orton for the rest of his career. Would be some sort of loser stops boring in a smash.
Loser stops boring. You think Cena's boring?
I used to. Not anymore.
Really? I love Cena.
Well, the last 2 years, Cena's been great. I think
I've
grown to appreciate John Cena.
Since I've come back into wrestling, I've gotten a fun Cena. I didn't watch any of that boring Cena.
It was like Roman Man. It just got fucking boring. I was just sick of seeing the guy go over every fucking time and just being the same. Like, just never having any character growth. Like, even now, you get Cena character growth. Like, he's kind of a dick as a veteran. He calls guys out.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
As a veteran, he's like, prove it, kid, fuck you, all the time.
I'm into that, too.
That's been, like, veteran Cena.
He's waiting for somebody to take the spot.
I'm super into that.
Yeah,
but Super Cena, I was pretty done with that shit.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the Shield, I don't know if we'd be here talking about wrestling today. Which is why I love the Shield.
Shit.
I might have drifted away. You drift, man. Everybody drifts. Everybody's had a drift moment in their life where you just kind of like, you lose interest in the industry because of usually a domino effect of reasons, and there's one at the end where you're like, fuck this shit, and you walk away for a couple years, And I was getting bored. It's usually boredom with me, or Katie Vick.
Let's end it on that.
Why not Katie Vick?
But yeah, anyway, so that was SmackDown. So yeah, what we're going to be doing now too is I didn't say in the last one, but we're going to be splitting up the Raw and SmackDown ones.
Yeah.
So you don't have to watch a 2-hour podcast.
We'll give you the full package for you super fans.
Yes, audio only full package. But
we'll definitely be splitting these up and put them in little packages, little bite-sized chunks.
Yeah, so it's easier to consume. Yeah. And so just watch for that, watch more of that, watch for the Lucha Underground podcast, and watch for us talking about WWE movies.
You got that. It's coming.
The Marine's coming soon.
Yeah.
In all its glory.
That's right. Yeah, we're all going to watch the Marine, and we're going to talk about the Marine. And Dylan's going to defend the Marine.
Oh, no.
I'm probably going to trash the Marine.
No. I already watched it. I already watched it.
Oh, you did?
And I will say this. The Marine is...
Preview.
God-awful. in not even really a fun way. Just in a terrible way. And there's a lot to shit on about it. But I will say, and I don't know if this is because the Marine was so bad, But then the next day I watched 12 Rounds, and that's a movie I defend, and I will still defend that movie because it is actually a fun movie.
I think it's better than Marine, isn't it?
But I also think it's a cool concept, and I think that you won't hate it. You won't be like, wow, this is a waste of time. You'll be like, huh, this was slightly surprising. No, that's 12 Rounds 2.
Okay.
12 Rounds 1 is John Cena.
I'm not watching the Oregon one.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. And you're gonna watch. There's like a couple more ones.
Can I watch one of those movie clips, kind of compilations?
Maybe you can watch me watching it.
I'd rather watch that. What's the Triple H?
Chaperone.
Yes.
We'll be watching that too.
Yes.
We're watching all of them. We're watching all of them. But yeah,
I'll figure a way through those.
Watch out for that. But anyways, thanks for watching.
Yep.
And it's KPS.
KPS.
See you later.
Peace.